Welcome back, football fans. Barcelona are making headlines again, and we've got a packed update for you. From Gavi's worrying knee injury and Frenkie de Jong's fitness concerns, to the latest on Marcus Rashford's future, Robert Lewandowski's international comeback, and the ongoing challenges for La Masia's young talents, there's plenty happening at Camp Nou. Plus, Lamine Yamal had a dramatic moment off the pitch after Spain's big win, and we'll also look back at Barcelona's transfer links with Liverpool over the years. Stick around because this is one update you don't want to miss. Barcelona started off this season with Hansi Flick spoilt for choice in the middle of the pitch. Yet already two of his most reputed options in midfield have suffered injuries, but the greater concern surrounds Gavi's situation. Frenkie de Jong is a major doubt for Barcelona's first home clash of the season after picking up muscle discomfort during the Netherlands' 1-1 draw with Poland on Friday. At the same time, Gavi is also sidelined, having missed Barcelona's last game due to knee pain, which later forced him to pull out of Spain's squad. Frenkie de Jong could return against Valencia. A report from Marca states that neither Frenkie de Jong nor Gavi are ruled out for the clash against Valencia on Sunday. Barcelona hope that any discomfort will recede in the coming days, and allow them back into the fold for Flick. Gavi at risk of surgery on knee issue. Despite it being the same knee that Gavi had surgery on for his cruciate ligament injury, Diario AS say there is no concern over his knee pain being related to his recovery from the ACL issue. However, if Gavi's situation does not improve this week, then Barcelona may be forced to escalate his recovery process, and one of the next steps could be an arthroscopy, a minor surgical procedure. Were that to be the case, then Gavi could be back in action a little over a month after the arthroscopy, although Barcelona will no doubt pursue a cautious approach. Barca still don't have the final permits to reopen the Spotify Camp Nou. Unless there's a last-minute miracle, Sunday's game versus Valencia will most likely be played at the Estadi Johan Cruyff. In contrast to Marca, they do say that Gavi is ruled out of Barcelona's matches with Valencia and Newcastle United next week. Barcelona have replacement in situ. While Gavi would perhaps be the first option for Flick were de Jong unavailable, if both are out, then Marc Casado is the obvious replacement alongside Pedri. The 21-year-old midfielder rejected the chance to leave the club this summer, with Flick opposing his exit, a decision that already looks like it may pay dividends. Barcelona transfer news. Why are so many La Masia talents leaving at a younger age? Even revealing brilliant names such as Lamine Yamal and Pedri, the Catalan club faces the dilemma of not being able to take advantage of all the talents emerging from the academy. This summer has been a challenging period for many of Barcelona's youth players. The combination of a steady stream of talent coming through La Masia, the quality of those already established at the club, also academy graduates, and the high standard of new signings has significantly increased internal competition. In this context, many young talents have felt compelled to look for opportunities elsewhere. The recent departures in the last transfer window, whether on loan or permanent deals, clearly reflect this dynamic. The most emblematic case may be Jan Virgili, the left-footed forward who stood out against Flamengo in the Under-20 Intercontinental Cup final, which the Brazilian side won. Signed by Barca last summer for the academy and promoted to the B team in January, Virgili was never called upon by Hansi Flick, despite being regarded internally as one of the most promising youngsters. This intense competition in attacking positions ultimately limited the left winger's chances to progress, resulting in his transfer to Mallorca. Barcelona, still monitoring Virgili's development, retained a percentage of any future sale and secured a right of first refusal. Other youngsters leaving Barcelona. In the 2024-25 season, many young players opted to leave Barcelona in search of more playing time. Alex Valle, a promising 21-year-old left-back, signed for Como, coached by Cesc Fabregas, on a contract running until 2029. The defender, who had loan spells at Andorra, Levante and Celtic, cost the Italian club €6 million. Noah Darvic is another example of a permanent move. The 18-year-old German midfielder joined Stuttgart on a deal running until 2029. Meanwhile, Ander Astrolaga and Aaron Yakobishvili left on loan while remaining tied to Barcelona. The 21-year-old Basque goalkeeper joined Granada, while the 19-year-old Hungarian keeper moved to Andorra. Sergi Dominguez, for his part, made his first team debut for Barcelona last season, playing 6 matches, 3 in La Liga, 1 in the Copa del Rey and 2 in the Champions League. A few weeks ago, however, he agreed to join Dinamo Zagreb on a contract until 2029, saying farewell as another promising La Masia product departs. A golden mine, overflowing with talent. Barcelona's capacity to produce quality players across all positions is so remarkable that the first team, already full of talents like Pau Cubarsí, Alejandro Balde, Gavi, Marc Casado, Lamine Yamal, among others, cannot accommodate all that La Masia generates. A clear example of this situation is the uncertainty surrounding Fermin Lopez. Chelsea's interest has raised questions among his entourage, who are aware of the challenges he faces in establishing himself as a starter under Flick. Even so, the midfielder chose to stay at the club, keeping alive the dream of making his mark at Barca. The same ambition drives other promising academy players who continue to work intensively, such as Jofre Torrents, DRO, nicknamed for Pedro Fernandez, Gil Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, and others. Barcelona have moved quickly to back Marcus Rashford amid speculation over his future, dismissing claims that he could be sent back to Manchester United in January. The 27-year-old striker joined Barca on loan this summer, hoping to revive his career after a difficult spell at Old Trafford. However, his displays in Spain have so far divided opinion, with even England boss Thomas Tuchel admitting Rashford is still missing those wow moments. Reports in Spain suggested Barcelona were already losing patience after just 94 minutes of La Liga action, but those rumors have now been shut down. Respected journalist Guillem Balag revealed that Barcelona spoke directly with Rashford's representatives to deny the speculation, making it clear they continue to believe in him. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano also confirmed there is absolutely zero truth to claims that Rashford's loan could be cut short, insisting the club remain committed to helping him rediscover his best form. Barcelona are said to be very happy with the deal to sign Rashford, who has been forced to accept a reserve role so far this season. He has come off the bench in 2 of his 3 La Liga outings, with his only start ending after 45 minutes. The chance to ignite his season on international duty was missed as England picked up a turgid victory over Andorra, after which Tuchel, while complimentary of Rashford's attitude and work rate, confessed things have not yet clicked for the United loanee in an England shirt. Rashford will hope to be back in action on Tuesday, when England continue their World Cup qualification campaign away at Serbia. Barcelona forward Robert Lewandowski has finally kicked off his 2025-26 season by finding the back of the net for the Polish national team. The veteran striker returned to international duty following changes in the coaching staff, and his presence proved crucial in Poland's victory against Finland in the qualifiers for the 2026 World Cup. Lewandowski's tactical awareness was evident throughout the match. He not only scored but also contributed with an assist, showing that his attacking influence remains sharp. Reflecting on the tactical adjustments, Lewandowski explained how his role differed from the previous fixture. The previous game against the Netherlands, I had a specific mission, to mark Frenkie de Jong. His approach worked for his national team as Poland drew the match 1-1, thanks to an 80th-minute goal from Matty Cash. More freedom, bigger impact. After the 1-1 draw with the Netherlands, Robert Lewandowski explained that his role in that game was mainly defensive, tasked with tracking Frenkie de Jong and disrupting the Dutch midfield. Against Finland, however, things were very different. The Barcelona striker was given much more freedom to focus on attacking play, and it showed immediately. Lewandowski not only found the net but also looked far more involved in the final third. Speaking after the match, he admitted that this attacking responsibility allowed him to perform at his best and actually enjoy the game more, pushing for a Barcelona return. For Lewandowski, these international performances are not just about Poland. They also serve as a reminder that he is ready to fight his way back into Barcelona's starting 11 this season. Lastly, the veteran forward was asked if these 2 international matches would help him get back in Barcelona's starting 11, to which he said, "Yes, today I played a few minutes than planned, but I was ready for it because I had it in my mind that the season would truly start for me in September. Usually I would have played only 10 to 15 minutes, but I don't think that would have changed much. The 2 matches against the Netherlands and Feyenoord were like a gradual re-entry for me," he noted. Source: Mundo Deportivo. Barcelona and Liverpool do not really have a dated history when it comes to sharing the same players. In fact, there have only ever been 3 players who have moved directly from Anfield to the new camp. The first was Javier Mascherano, who ended up helping Barcelona win the Champions League against Manchester United and dedicating it to Liverpool supporters. The second was Luis Suarez, whose move came under a lot of controversy at the time. Suarez had been embroiled in a biting incident at the World Cup and he had angled for a move for a while up until that point. Ultimately, you could not blame the Uruguayan for wanting to move on. Liverpool were not in the same position as Barcelona, and didn't look like they could genuinely challenge for league titles for years to come. He didn't have time to wait around. He was in the prime of his career and he wanted trophies immediately. The last and most infamous move was that of Philippe Coutinho. With the benefit of hindsight, this transfer is one Liverpool fans can now look back on with fondness. At the time, Coutinho's loss stung, but ultimately it made the Reds better with the enormous transfer fee, allowing the club to build its defensive foundations as Virgil van Dijk and Alisson Becker were both signed. Barcelona star Lamine Yamal was unable to locate his passport on the back of Sunday's meeting between Spain and Turkey, to the point that the 18-year-old was ultimately forced to depart the Turku arena without as much. Spain of course marked their return to action yesterday evening, making the trip to Konya for a World Cup qualifier against the aforementioned Turkey. And Luis de la Fuente's troops proceeded to run riot over the course of the 90 minutes, en route to an eventual 6-0 triumph. Wideman Lamine for his part featured from the off in the matchup, and played a starring role, laying on a pair of assists from his berth on the right flank. As alluded to above, though, post-match the youngster was left in a state of panic. As showcased below, in footage unveiled by Turkish outlet Beyaz Futbol, Lamine held up the Spain squad's departure from the stadium on Sunday. This came as the attacker searched frantically for his passport. In the end, Lamine is understood to have been unable to locate the document, departing the arena without as much. And that's all for today's Barcelona news roundup. From injury concerns with Gavi and De Jong, to Lewandowski rediscovering his form, Rashford's future, and the La Masia talent exodus, it's clear this season is already full of twists and turns. What do you think, Culés? Should Barcelona trust the academy more, or rely on big signings to stay competitive? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more Barcelona and football updates every day. Until next time, Visca Barça.